Hello everyone, this is Warhawk Beyond 2040, and today we are going to be discussing why Sasha Calle turned out to be one of the surprise highlights of the DCEU. So, when they announced that Supergirl was going to be appearing in the Flash 2023 movie, and when they confirmed that Sasha Calle was cast in the role, I'm not going to lie, I was very skeptical about this casting, mainly because Sasha Calle didn't really look the part of Supergirl. When I think of Supergirl, which is, of course, Superman's iconic cousin, I think of the long blonde flowing hair, the pearly blue eyes, and the great white grin, the red miniskirt, the costume, and the high heel red boots. That's who I think of when the name Supergirl comes into my head. And don't get me wrong, Sasha Calle is very attractive, but she didn't really scream Supergirl to me. I just didn't really think she was the right choice to play Superman's iconic cousin. But I was willing to give her a chance. I thought, okay, well, let's see how she does. And the very fact that I didn't really know anything about her background as an actress did give me a bit of cause for concern. But as I said, I was still willing to give her the benefit of the doubt. I was willing to give her a chance. Let's see how she does. So, after going to see the Flash 2023 movie at the cinema, Sasha Calle actually turned out to be one of the surprise highlights of the movie. She put in a much better performance than I expected because when I looked at her, the first picture I saw of her in the Supergirl costume, it screams bad writing. But she really won me over with her performance. She looked fantastic. She brought a lot of unhinged intensity to the character, and she came across as kind of like an angry god who has been disturbed after a thousand-year slumber. She was really mad and just looked to rip someone's head off. Quite the opposite to what you would know for Supergirl. But I thought she carried it very well, and her scenes with Michael Shannon were excellent and always made me wonder what would Man of Steel been like if Supergirl was added to the mix? Is this how it would have turned out? Or maybe we would have got something like this in a sequel if Henry Cavill had got one. And she was great. She really did a great job. But I had a couple of issues. First one mainly being that she didn't look the part of Supergirl. Two, she was introduced into the DCEU far too early. Three, she wasn't really fleshed out as a character. She had no standalone movie. And her whole introduction to me just felt really rushed, if I'm truly honest. And she had such a small role in The Flash. I think someone of her stature as an iconic character deserved a much bigger part. That's just my opinion, but with what she had to work with, Sasha Calle really knocked this one out of the park. And I felt really bad for her because obviously we know the DCEU has been erased now. We've got the DCU now with James Gunn at the helm. I just felt that Sasha Calle deserved far more. I thought maybe she could have been given her own mini-series or standalone movie just to flesh her character out. I don't know really. It just seemed like a good waste of great potential, in my opinion. As I said, I wasn't really sold on her at the beginning when I first saw the picture of her in the costume, but I thought I'll give her a chance. But she really won me over, and it really made me want to see more of her. And the very fact that we're not going to see any more of her now is a shame. But what we did get to see was excellent, and she looked great. She didn't really look like Supergirl, but I can appreciate it's a different universe, so fair enough. But to her credit, she looked phenomenal in the costume, and she really came across as someone you didn't want to mess with, which is kind of the case with most Kryptonians. But I liked what she did. I thought she was excellent in the role, and maybe they could have introduced her a bit earlier on, but that's just my opinion. But Sasha Calle's portrayal and depiction of Supergirl actually turned out to be one of the surprise highlights of the DCEU, in my opinion. I thought she was really good in the role, and I'm hoping one day maybe we might see her again in a DC movie, maybe in a different capacity. Maybe she might come back and play a different DC character. I think that would be really good, but we'll see, really. But if this is the only time we'll get to see her in a DC movie, then that's fine, because what she did give us was pretty damn good, in my opinion. Just would have liked to have seen a bit more. So, anyway, that's going to be it from me. I'm going to wrap this up now. What did you guys think of Sasha Calle's performance as Supergirl? Did you enjoy it? Do you think she did a good job? Do you think she was one of the highlights of the DCEU? Would you have liked to have seen her character fleshed out more? Would you have liked maybe to see her in her own standalone movie, perhaps? And if Sasha Calle did come back, which character would you like to see her play? You know what to do, guys. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, leave your thoughts and comments down below, and I will see all of you next time. So until then, take care, everybody, and stay safe. And once again, as always, much appreciated. Thanks for listening.